The wind screamed across the hill. Snow hit my face like small stones. I pulled my coat tight and pushed against the storm. My fence had fallen again. I went out to fix it before the cattle broke through. The sky was black. The storm light made the world white and cruel. My hands were numb, my breath heavy. I hated this season. Too much cold, too much memory. Then I saw something strange, a shape in the snow. At first I thought it was a deer, but when I came closer I saw hair. A woman's hair. I dropped my tools and ran. "Hey!" I shouted, kneeling beside her. She didn't move. Her face was pale, lips blue, eyes closed. I brushed the snow from her cheeks. She whispered something, so soft I almost missed it. "Jonas," she said. "Jonas Clay, my neighbor." My stomach turned. "Stay with me," I said. "You hear me?" She tried to speak again, but only coughed. I lifted her in my arms. She was light, cold as ice. My breath came out in clouds as I carried her home. The door slammed behind me. I kicked off my boots and laid her near the fireplace. Her dress was wet through, her shoes broken. "God help you," I muttered, throwing wood into the fire. She moaned, shaking. I found a blanket and wrapped it around her. I boiled water, poured it into a tin cup, and touched it to her lips. "Drink," I said. Slow, her eyes opened, green, frightened, lost. "Where?" "Am I?" she asked. Her voice cracked like dry paper. "You're safe," I said. "My name's Elias Ward. You're at my cabin." She tried to sit up, then fell back. I walked so long," she whispered. "He didn't come." "The storm." I pulled a chair closer. "Who didn't come?" Her eyes blinked wet and red. "Jonas, he was to marry me. He sent for me, but—" She shook her head weakly. "He didn't come." I felt anger rise like heat. "Jonas Clay was a cruel man, full of lies. You came for him?" I asked. She nodded slowly. "I came from far away. Many days on train. Then the coach. I thought he'd wait for me, but I was alone." I pressed my hand over my mouth, trying not to curse. "And you walked in this storm?" "I had no choice," she said. "The driver left." Said no one was there. I looked at her again. Her hands were red and cracked. Her face, young, no more than 20. She should have been home, not dying in a stranger's snow. "You're lucky I found you," I said. Her lips trembled. "Maybe not lucky," she whispered. "Don't say that." I stood and added another log to the fire. "You'll be warm soon." She stared at the flames. "I didn't want to die." "You won't," I said firmly. For a while we sat in silence. The fire popped. The wind howled outside. I could hear my heartbeat, heavy and slow. She looked up. "You live alone?" "Yes, why?" I hesitated. "My wife and son died 2 winters ago." She bowed her head. "I'm sorry," I nodded. "Me too." Her eyes drifted toward the window. "You are kind, Mr. Elias." "Not kind," I said. "Just couldn't leave someone to freeze." She smiled faintly. "Still kind." The sound of her voice felt strange in the room. It had been years since anyone spoke here besides me. "Do you want to eat?" I asked. "Please," she whispered. I gave her soup, thin but hot. She held the bowl with shaking hands, drinking slow. I watched her, careful not to stare. After she finished, she tried to stand. I stopped her. "Rest, you need it, but I must go." Jonas won't look," I said sharply. Then I softened my voice. "You stay till you're strong." "No one's coming through that storm." She stared at me for a long time. "You promise?" "I promise," I said. She nodded, then leaned back, closing her eyes. I sat by the fire, watching the light on her face. She looked peaceful now, breathing slow. Outside, the wind beat the walls. The firelight flickered across the room. I reached out and tucked the blanket around her shoulders. Something in me stirred. Something I thought I buried with my family. As I sat there, I whispered, "Don't die on me." "Girl." The storm screamed again, but softer this time, like it was listening. I stayed awake till morning, feeding the fire, watching her breathe. Each time her chest rose, I felt a little less alone. By dawn, the snow had stopped. The world was white and still. I stepped outside for air and looked toward Jonas Clay's land. The bastard probably slept warm all night, unaware his promised bride was fighting death in my house. When I came back inside, she was still asleep. Her hand rested on the blanket, fingers curled like she was holding a dream. I sat beside her again. The fire crackled. "I don't know who you are," I whispered, "but I reckon fate dropped you here for a reason." and for the first time in 2 years. I didn't feel the urge to drink or curse or hide from the day. The blizzard had brought me something back. Not peace. Not yet. But a reason to care again. I looked at her sleeping form, the faint rise and fall of her chest, and I said quietly, "Welcome home, Anya." When she woke, the fire was low. I sat beside it, half asleep, my coat still wet from the night. Her voice was weak, shaking like the glass in the window. Where am I?" she asked. "You're safe," I said softly. "My cabin. I found you in the storm." Her eyes moved fast, scared. She tried to sit, but pain hit her. "Don't move too quick," I said. "You were near frozen." She looked at the fire like she'd never seen one before. Her hands were blue, skin cracked. I poured warm water into a cup and held it out. "Here, drink slow." She took it, both hands shaking. "Thank you, sir." "Elias," I said. "Name's Elias Ward." She nodded, still afraid. "I'm Anya," she said at last, her accent heavy, her words broken. "From far, I repeated. "You came a long way for this weather." She smiled, a small sad thing. "I come for a Mary." The word hit hard. I looked at her again. The torn coat, the mud, the fear. "Marry? Who?" She lowered her head. "Jonas Clay." My breath caught. Jonas was my neighbor, a man I tried not to deal with if I could help it. "You came for Jonas Clay?" I asked. She nodded. "He send letter. Say he need wife. Say I have warm home. Good life." I stared at the floorboards. "And he didn't meet you at the stagecoach?" Her voice cracked. "He no come. I wait. Long time. Coach gone. I walk. Wind. Too strong," she shivered. Her teeth clicked together. "You walked in that storm? Alone?" "Yes, I think maybe house near. I knock, but no one. Then, all white. I fall. I rub my face. Jonas Clay, and I knew his type. Big talker. Small man. I felt heat rise in me. "He left you to die," I said. She didn't answer. She only watched the fire, her eyes full of water. "I know die," she whispered. "You help," I nodded. "Yeah, I guess I did." She touched the edge of the blanket like it was gold. "You kind man." I laughed, but it came out rough. "I'm not. Just a man with a dry roof." She looked at me confused. "You have wife?" The air went tight. "Had," I said. "Not anymore. I sorry," she said softly. "Storm take?" "No," I said, my voice flat. "Something worse." She looked away, like she felt the edge in my words. For a while, we said nothing. The fire popped, the wind hissed outside. Then she asked, "You tell people I hear?" I shook my head. "No, no one needs to know yet." Her body went still. "Please, no tell. If Jonas know, he come." "He hurt." I looked at her, surprised. "He hurt you before?" She nodded. "He write kind words, but when I come, letter man say he bad. Drink too much. Beat horse. I scare, I run. I no want be wife for devil." I felt something twist inside. "You did right," I said. "You ran. You lived." She blinked, tears shining in the firelight. "He find me?" I shook my head again. "Not if I can help it." Her shoulders dropped, like the words gave her rest. "Thank you," she said. "You promise." I didn't want to promise. Promises had broken me once before, but she looked so small, like one lie could crush her. "I promise," I said quietly. She smiled again, this time real. "Then I live," I nodded. "You live?" She looked around the room, her eyes landing on the table, the old rifle, the hanging coat. "You live here?" "Alone?" she asked. "Yeah," I said. Since my wife passed," she tilted her head. "You sad man," I smirked. "You're not wrong." She reached out a hand toward the fire. "I know sad too, long time. I sell all for letter. He say love. I believe fool." "You're not a fool," I said. "You wanted something true." She looked up. "You believe love true?" The question hit like a knife. I looked at the flames. Once. Now I just believe in keeping warm. She didn't speak again. I could hear her breathing slow, heavy with sleep. When she drifted off, I stayed awake, staring into the fire. The light painted her face, soft, peaceful, like she didn't belong in my broken world. Outside, the storm was dying, but I knew it wasn't over. Jonas Clay would come asking, and when he did, I'd have to choose, truth or her safety. The fire crackled. I whispered her name once, Anya, and the sound filled the cabin like a prayer I didn't mean to say. I had no idea what I'd started that night. But I knew one thing for sure. I couldn't let her go back into the cold. The morning came gray and cold. I was fixing the gate when I saw Jonas Clay walking up the trail. His hat was low, his coat clean, his boots shining like he'd never touched dirt. He smiled when he saw me. "Morning, Elias. Storm hit hard last night, didn't it?" I nodded. "Hard enough." He looked around my yard, eyes moving like a snake. "You seen anyone pass through? My mail-order bride was supposed to arrive 2 days ago. Damn coach driver says she never made it." My hands froze on the gate. "No," I said. "Haven't seen anyone," he sighed, fake and loud. "Figures. Women like that don't survive the cold long. Guess I wasted my money." My jaw tightened. Money. That's what she was to him. "Maybe she's still on the trail," I said. He laughed. "If she is, she's part of the snow now." I wanted to hit him right then. But I didn't. I just looked at his boots and said, "You should check by the ridge." "Wind throws people off," Jonas tipped his hat. "Appreciate it, Elias. You're a good neighbor." I watched him ride off, leaving long cuts in the snow. The moment he was gone, I went inside. Anya sat near the fire, hands trembling around a cup of tea. "Who was it?" she asked. "Jonas," I said. "He was looking for you." Her face went white. He is alive?" "Alive and mean as ever," I said. "He thinks you're dead." She stared into the fire. "Maybe better that way." I sat across from her. "Tell me, Anya, what really happened?" She was silent a long time. The wind hissed outside. Finally she spoke. "He sent letters. So many. He said I would have a home, a warm fire, a husband who cared." Her eyes filled with tears. "He said he wanted a wife, not a servant. But when I came, the driver took me to his farm. She stopped, shaking her head. He said I must obey, that I owed him. He grabbed my hand so hard I screamed. I ran before he could stop me. I clenched my fists." "He did that?" "Yes," she whispered. "He said if I left, no one would help me. I had no money, no friend, only his letters. Lies." I felt something burn in my chest. Rage. Not just for her, and for all the times I'd kept quiet when I should have fought. I stood up. "You're safe here. He won't touch you again." She looked up, tears still falling. "Why do you help me?" "You don't even know me." "I know enough," I said. "I've seen what men like him do. And I'm done watching." She gave a small, broken smile. "Thank you." I nodded, but inside I was shaking. Her words cut deep. Maybe because I remembered Clara, my wife, how I'd failed to protect her when sickness came. I couldn't save her then. Maybe I could save someone now. That night, the storm returned. I couldn't sleep. Every time the wind howled, I thought of Jonas's face, the way he smiled when he spoke of her death. From the next room, I heard soft crying. I walked to the door but didn't open it. I just stood there, hand on the wood, listening. "Anya," I said quietly, "you're safe. No one's coming." The crying stopped for a moment, then came again, softer. I went back to my bed, but sleep stayed far. The fire burned low, painting the walls in orange light. On the table beside me lay one of her letters, crumpled, torn, stained with melted snow. I picked it up. Her name written in neat foreign loops. Inside the words were sweet, full of promise. "You will be my wife. You will never be cold again." I crushed it in my hand. Lies. Every word. I sat there till the fire went out. My house was quiet, but my mind screamed. Jonas's laughter, Anya's tears, the storm, the snow, my own silence. I whispered to the dark, "If he ever comes here again, I won't just stand by." The wind rattled the shutters like it heard me. I stared into the dying embers and waited for morning, my hands still tight around that broken letter. Mrs. Hart said, "People talk after storms. They say Jonas lost his bride," she said. "I heard," I said. "I know nothing." "Truth keeps a home warm," she said. My fire felt weak, I said. "I'm fine." I left the store. Snow hissed under boots. Wind bit hard. My horse tossed his head. At my gate, drifts leaned like tired shoulders. Inside, Anya stirred a small pot and waited. "You came late," she said. "Very cold?" "Colder than before," I said. "You okay?" "I stacked wood," she said. "Kindling, too." You need rest, I said. Hands still shake. Helping calmed me, she said. Fear went small. I tasted the soup. Good, warm, simple courage, she smiled. I tried to make home. You did, I said. This room felt safe. Mrs. Hart heard new rumors, I said. They ask about me, yes? She asked. They ask in doorways, I said. Even Sheriff. Do you trust him? She whispered. I want to, I said. Trust needs proof. I had only letters, she said. Letters lie. He promised freedom, I said. Then wanted control. I made a promise too, I said quietly. What promise? She asked. To keep you safe, I said. Whatever comes. Safety breaks when truth arrives, she said. Maybe, I said. But lies melt like snow. I cannot bring you pain, she said. I already carry pain, I said. I live? Because of your wife? She asked. Yes, I said. Because of Clara. Because of me. You did your best, she said. Believe it. I failed, I said. A storm took them. We face this storm now, she said. Together. A knock struck the door. 3 short, then pause. Sheriff, I whispered. She slipped into the pantry. I opened up. Sheriff Marden stood watchful. Evening, he said. May I come in? Take warmth, I said. The fire is hot. I need truth more than heat, he said. Ask, I said. I will answer honest. He eyed the extra bowl on the table. Expecting someone? He asked. I worked late, I said. I eat twice. Jonas reported a missing bride, he said. I heard, I said. Roads are cruel. See anyone on the ridge? He asked. No, I said. Only drifts and fence. Jonas says a man hid her, he said. People aren't property, I said. That is truth. You want quiet, he said. But secrets grow. I harm no one, I said. I keep to myself. He watched the yard through the window a while. Tracks came here from the creek, he said. I drove cattle, I said. Hooves blur trails. Help me if you can, he said. What help? I asked. Say it plain. If she is hurt, I need mercy, he said. If I find her first, I need courage, he added. I understand, I said. I would help anyone. Tell me if you see her, he said. I will, I said. That is my promise. He left. The latch clicked. Silence swelled. Anya came out. He suspects you, she said. He suspects everyone, I said. But he is fair. You lied for me, she said. That binds us. I chose it, I said. I will bear cost. You should not pay more, she said. I can go. Where will you go? I asked. Snow waits. Freedom waits after snow, she said. I will help you reach it, I said. Not yet. Why help me? She asked. I saw you dying, I said. Mercy moved me, she touched my chest. Because love? I don't know, I said. I fear my heart. I fear too, she said. But I still hope. I want hope, I said. I want warmth again. Then do not push me away, she said. I am broken, I said. I am not good. Broken things still hold, she said. Hold me then. If I hold you, I fall, I said. Maybe falling saves you, she said. I already fell. We go slow, I said. Step by step. Yes, she said. Small courage. Small steps. We finished the soup. The fire breathed low. I checked the barn. Night pressed like a hand. By the fence, 2 sets of tracks crossed. My chest tightened. Someone watched the house, I thought. I followed prints to the cottonwoods near the creek. A torn match lay in snow. Old tobacco smell. I knew that smoke. Jonas liked that brand. He followed me, I whispered. He followed us. Back inside, Anya waited with both coats ready. What did you see? She asked. Tracks, I said. He was here. He watched. He will not stop, she said. He wants control. I will not bow, I said. This is home. He wants silence, she said. He wants power. We will be ready, I said. We will plan. No more running, she said. I need freedom. No more running, I said. We face him. Then teach me to shoot, she said. You want a gun? I asked. You sure? I want safety, she said. Safety needs skill. Tomorrow at dawn, I said. Short lesson first. Small steps. Big hope, she said. I promise. I checked latches and banked the fire low. In bed, guilt chewed slow like winter mice. I lied to the law, I thought. I wanted what I should release, I thought. I held a secret that could burn us. Wind eased. Night softened to a quiet breath. Truth will come, I thought. I need courage. I saw Clara's face and felt hot tears. I whispered, "Forgive me. I am trying to live tonight." The wind hit my window hard that night. Snow fell thick, white, and angry. I sat near the fire, trying to read, but my mind stayed restless. Anya was in the barn hiding again. She said she felt safer near the horses. I didn't blame her. I stood up, took my coat, and walked outside. The cold burned my face. The moon was gone. Only the wind spoke. When I reached the barn, I saw the door half open. Something moved inside, a shadow. I froze. Then I heard his voice. "Come out, girl. I know you're here." Jonas. My heart stopped. He walked slow between the stalls, a lantern in his hand. His boots crushed the straw like breaking bones. Anya's breathing came fast and soft from behind the haystack. "Please," she whispered. "Don't let him take me," I whispered back. "Stay down." "Don't move." Jonas kicked the stall door. The horse screamed and reared up. He looked around, wild eyes glowing in the light. "Elias," he shouted. "You got something that belongs to me." I stepped out of the dark. "She doesn't belong to you, Jonas." He turned, smiling that cruel smile. "Mail-order brides do what they're told," he said. "I paid for her. That makes her mine." My hands shook. "You left her to die." He walked closer. "Not my fault she got lost in the snow." He grabbed my collar. "You took what's mine, Ward." I pushed him back hard. He stumbled, then came again. "You think you're some hero?" he yelled. "You're just a lonely man chasing another man's woman." Anya stood up then. "No, I ran away." "You hurt me." Jonas turned to her, his face twisted with rage. "You shut your mouth." He slapped her. The sound cracked like firewood. I saw red. I hit him, once, twice. He hit the wall, grabbed a pitchfork, swung it wild. "Stop!" Anya cried. "Please." The fork missed my head by inches. I punched him again. He fell into the snow outside the barn. I followed, my breath burning. He crawled, blood on his face. "You'll pay for this," he said. "Maybe," I said, "but not tonight." He tried to stand. I shoved him back. He hit his head on the fence post. Then he didn't move. The world went silent except the storm. I looked down. Blood mixed with snow, dark and red, spreading slow. Anya ran to me, crying. "What have you done?" I dropped to my knees. "I don't know." She held his wrist. "He's breathing." But weak, the lantern light danced across his face. I felt sick. "We need the sheriff." She shook her head. "They'll blame you." "They'll find him anyway." I took her hand. "Go inside. Tell them I did this alone." "No," she said. "I won't leave you." But I knew it was too late. Voices shouted through the wind. Lanterns came from the road. Sheriff Martin and 2 men. "What's going on?" He yelled. I raised my hands. "It's me, Sheriff." "I heard him." Anya ran forward. "He attacked us." "Elias saved me." The sheriff looked between us, at Jonas, at the blood, at my fists. "Put down your hands, Elias," he said. "Don't make it worse," I nodded. "I won't fight." They took Jonas to the wagon. He moaned once, still alive. Then they took me. The cold bit deep into my skin as they chained my wrists. Anya cried and tried to reach me. "Tell them the truth," she begged. "Tell them." "I will," I said, "but not tonight." As they dragged me through the snow, I looked back. The barn light flickered, then went out. Blood and snow, red and white. I couldn't tell which was mine anymore. In the sheriff's wagon, I closed my eyes. I thought of my wife, Clara, her face before she died. She once told me, "Anger burns the soul before it warms the heart." Now I understood. The town lights grew near. The sheriff didn't speak. I sat there, shaking, listening to the wheels cut through the snow. Anya's voice still echoed in my mind. "You saved me." But all I felt was the fire in my chest and the blood on my hands. I sat in the cold cell and breathed slow. The air felt like snow in my lungs. The bench shook under me. I thought of the storm and the fire. I thought of my small promise. The guard came and rattled keys. "Visitor," he said. I stood and rubbed my wrists. "Who is it?" I asked. "Reverend Cole," he said. The door groaned like an old tree. The Reverend stepped in and looked around. "Son," he said, "you look half ice." I tried to smile but failed. "I was fine," I said. Silence helped me think. He sat and waited. I came to talk about truth, he said, and about courage. I watched him in the weak light. If I speak, I said, she breaks. He lowered his voice at once. We both know her name, he said. Anya. I shut my eyes and held breath. Tell me your fear, he said. I fear danger for her, I said. I fear gossip, money, and law. I fear Jonas and his friends. I fear the town and its eyes. He nodded and let the fear sit. Fear cannot judge you, he said. Truth is the clean fire. Truth burns too, I said. It can burn love and trust. It can burn the promise I made. He leaned close and spoke soft. Promise to whom? He asked. To Anya, I said. To keep her safe. You think silence is mercy, he said. Sometimes silence is only jail. I rubbed my wrists and felt ghosts. I do not want her tears, I said. I want her freedom, not pity. She is stronger than pity, he said. She crossed oceans with hope. She walked through storm and danger. I thought of snow and blood. I tasted iron and shame. Jonas called her property, I said. I saw red and moved fast. He studied my face and asked, Do you want redemption? I want forgiveness, I said. I want peace. Peace walks with truth, he said. So does your soul. Wind moaned under the door. Will you testify? He asked. I kept quiet and counted heartbeats. If I speak, I break a promise, I said. If I stay quiet, I break myself. He rose and sighed. Pray, he said. But do not hide, he left. The room rang hollow. I stared at the glass. Clara, I whispered, guide me. Shame pressed like cold water. I had failed before. I could fail again. Night fell early and thick. The guard dimmed the lamp. I watched my breath fog the glass. Then I heard a soft knock. Elias. A whisper slid through. My chest jumped hard and quick. Anya, I said, and stood fast. She stepped close to the little window. I had to come, she said. The sheriff sleeps at his desk. I shook my head and warned her. This is danger, I said. You should go. She laid her palm on the glass. My hand rose to meet hers. I will not let you fall, she said. Each word felt steady and warm. You pulled me from the storm. Let me pull you now. Tears came slow like a thaw. They will hurt you, I said. Your name will burn in town. My name is mine, she said. I am not his property. I am not a secret anymore. I felt heat through the thin wall. I promise to keep you safe, I said. I promise to guard your freedom. She shook her head and smiled small. Guard me by trusting me, she said. Guard me with truth, not silence. I was scared, I said to her. I feared money, men, and law. I feared letters and lies. I feared the eyes and talk. She tilted her head and waited. Do you trust me? She asked. I swallowed and said yes. The word tasted like bread. Then speak tomorrow, she said. Tell them what he did. Tell them what you saw. Tell them why you moved. Then I breathed and found courage. Will you stand with me? I asked. If they ask you hard things? I will, she said. I crossed an ocean alone. I can cross a room with you. We both laughed, tired. The sound felt like home and fire. I owe you my life, she said. I pay with truth and hope. The guard coughed down the hall. She pulled back her hand fast. I must go, she said. Freedom waits behind daylight. I nodded and stepped from the glass. Be safe, I said. Be careful tonight. She looked one last time through the pane. We will be free, she said. She slipped away like a quiet river. I watched the door again. Fear still shook in my chest, but hope stood up inside me. Love glowed like a steady lamp. I wiped my face. Clara, I said, I'm trying. Wind eased, and silence changed. It felt less like jail, more like mercy. Morning would bring court and eyes. Morning would bring pain and truth. I could not control their words. I could only choose my own. I chose truth. I chose courage. I chose to end the long storm. I chose to keep our freedom. Tomorrow I will speak, I said. I will choose truth over fear. I will keep my promise to you. The words warmed me like fire. We will face danger, not hide in silence, I said. With trust and courage, we win freedom. I dreamed mercy and love. I walked to Mrs. Hart's store at dawn. The snow lay thin. The storm was gone. My boots made small sounds. My breath left white clouds. I felt fear and hope mix. Mrs. Hart stood behind the counter. You came early, she said. I kept something safe. She pulled a tin box down. The lid clicked. I found these in a crate. What are they? I asked. Letters, she said. All from Jonas, all to the girl. My chest went tight. To Anya? She nodded once. Yes, I read a few. I am sorry. But the town must know. I did not ask you. I know, she said. But I needed truth. His words showed danger. He wrote orders, not love. He used money and threats. He wrote about silence and control. I touched the paper edges. Will you give them to the sheriff? I already did, she said. He will come soon. You need courage now. The bell rang. Sheriff Martin stepped in. His coat held frost. Elias, he said. I saw the letters. And? They are bad, he said. They show betrayal. They show a plan. He told her to obey. He warned her to keep quiet, Mrs. Hart breathed out. I knew it, she said. The sheriff set a paper down. There is more, he said. Jonas spoke from his bed. He blamed his temper. He said the storm made him crazy. He cried. He begged for mercy. And Anya? I asked. She is safe, he said. She stayed with the Reeds. Martha held her hand. Jim locked the door. I felt warmth rise. What happens now? I am freeing you, he said. You will walk home today. But the town will talk. Some people will still doubt. They will say you hid a secret. I did hide her, I said. I did it to save her life. Mrs. Hart touched my arm. We saw your fire, she said. The sheriff cleared his throat. There is one more thing, he said. Anya wants to speak to you. She needs to choose a path. I can meet her. I'll bring her at noon, he said. I walked home through slow snow. The light cut through cloud. My cabin looked small and kind. I fed the fire. I cleaned the table. I waited in silence. At noon the wagon stopped. The sheriff stayed outside. Anya stepped in alone. Her coat hung loose. Her eyes were calm. I am free now, she said softly. The letters helped. I am glad, I said. You needed freedom. She stood near the window. I need to leave, she said. I can work in another town. Martha knows a family. You do not have to run. I do, she said. Too many eyes here. Your name took harm. My name did too. Trust will come slow. Where will you go? South, she said. No snow there. I want warm sun. I want quiet nights. I will miss you, I said. I will miss you too, she said. You gave me fire. You gave me mercy. I only did what I needed. You did more, she said. You kept your promise. You stood in danger. Clara's face touched my mind. I was tired of being alone, I said. You showed me I still lived. Then please live, she said. Do not freeze again. We stood in silence. The fire popped. The wind tapped the glass. She reached into her coat. She held one letter. The edge was burned. I burned the rest, she said. I kept one to remind me of truth. Pain taught me, but I will not carry all pain. End the past, I said. Yes, she said. End the past. Will you write to me? I asked. I will write when I can. Simple words. Honest words. That is enough, I said. She stepped close. May I touch your face? Yes, I said. Her fingers were warm. My eyes stung. We did not kiss. We only stood and breathed. You saved me, she whispered. You saved me too, I said. She backed away. I need to go now. I will walk you to the gate, I said. We went outside. The sheriff waited by the wagon. All right? All right, she said. I helped her climb. She held my hand tight. Then she let go. Goodbye, Elias, she said. Goodbye, Anya, I said. Be free. The wheels turned. Snow dust rose. I watched the road. My chest hurt, but the pain felt clean. The sky opened a little. I went back inside. I sat by the fire. I held the last letter she left me. I read the first line out loud. I walk toward freedom, it said. I closed my eyes and nodded. I felt the thaw begin. The sheriff cleared his throat. One thing more, he said. Do you want a statement? What kind, I asked. A simple line, he said. Truth and forgiveness. I looked at Anya. What do you want? She met my eyes. Say we chose peace, she said. Say we chose freedom, I nodded. All right, I said. I will speak, the sheriff wrote. Say it to me now, he said. I saved a life, I said. She saved mine. We owe no money. We keep no secrets. We ask for mercy. Let trust grow again. He folded the note. Good, he said. For our home. The snow finally melted. The air smelled clean, like rain and wood smoke. I rode out early that morning, following the same trail where I once found her, half dead, frozen and afraid. The ground was soft now, brown grass pushing through the white. I could almost hear her voice again, faint in the wind. I stopped near the fallen fence. My horse breathed slow. The place looked smaller than I remembered. I touched the post where I had lifted her from the snow. It felt like another lifetime. At Mrs. Hart's store, the bell above the door rang. She looked up from her counter and smiled softly. "Elias," she said. "Got something for you." She handed me a letter, thin, folded, with my name written in a shaky hand. My heart stopped. "I knew that writing. Where did it come from?" I asked. "Stagecoach from the south," she said. Said it was from a friend. I sat by the stove before opening it. My fingers shook. The paper smelled like travel and dust. "Dear Mr. Elias, I hope you are well. I am safe now. I found work in a sewing shop. The lady here is kind. I earn my own money. I sleep without fear." I stopped reading for a moment. My eyes blurred. The room felt too quiet. Mrs. Hart watched me but said nothing. "I still remember the night you found me. I remember the fire and your promise that I would live. You gave me courage when I had none. I still carry that." My throat closed. I blinked hard and kept reading. I cannot go back to that town. Too many eyes. Too many names. But I wanted you to know that I am free. You told me once that freedom is not something we wait for. It is something we build. I am trying to build it now. The words cut deep, but they were soft too, like sunlight after long dark. Please do not worry for me. I eat well. I laugh sometimes, and when I see snowfall, I remember that it can mean warmth too. Thank you for giving me that. Your friend, always, Anya. I folded the letter slowly. My hands would not stop shaking. Mrs. Hart poured me coffee. "Good news then?" I nodded. "She's alive." "She's doing fine," she smiled. "You gave her a second life, Elias." I shook my head. "No," I said quietly. "She gave me mine." I stepped outside. The wind had softened. Birds were calling near the trees. I walked toward my horse, holding the letter like something holy. The sun came out, warm and steady. The snow was gone from the trail. Mud and roots showed beneath, the land breathing again. I rode toward the ridge. The same ridge where I first saw her, just a pale shape in the storm. I stopped there now and looked out. Everything had changed. The fields were green again. The air was alive. For a long time I just sat there, listening to the sound of melting ice dripping from the rocks. It sounded like time letting go. I took the letter out once more. "You did it, Anya," I whispered. "You made it." I closed my eyes. For a moment I felt her hand again, small, cold, trembling. The same hand that once gripped mine and pulled me back to feeling human. "I hope you laugh every day," I said to the wind. "I hope you never freeze again." The breeze brushed my face. It felt like her answer. When I rode home, the road no longer looked lonely. The snowmelt ran beside it like silver threads, carrying the winter away. The world seemed lighter. So did I. I reached my cabin by dusk. The fire crackled inside. The place no longer felt empty. On the table, I set her letter beside Clara's picture. I stared at both. One face gone, one far away, and felt peace for the first time in years. I whispered to the flames. They both lived. The night came slow. I sat by the window, watching the stars rise. They looked brighter now, and somewhere beyond those hills, a girl who once froze in a storm was smiling again. That was enough.